welcome to the Bullcast Podcast. I'm Katie Pickler, and with me is my very, very rational co-host, Court Winsett.
Hello, my name is Court Winsett.
And with that, we have the opening bell. Okay, so today we are going to talk about spending money. It's everybody's favorite thing, right?
Absolutely. I know I love spending money.
But so this one is going a little bit more about behavioral finance. Now that sounds intense and scary, and it is a huge topic that covers a lot of different things. But today we're just going to kind of tip of the surface and talk about rationalizing and justifying why we spend and what we do with that money and where it goes to.
Yeah, so behavioral finance is a very, very popular field right now of basically where they analyze the different things that people do when making financial decisions, the different mindsets that people have toward finances and how that affects the financial decisions that they make. That's really just sort of I don't know. I came up with that definition of behavioral finance. It probably doesn't really fully explain it well, but it is a huge topic, and it is something that we very much enjoy and that we both are currently studying, but it's not anything that we could cover in one podcast episode, or hell, there could be a podcast dedicated probably are several podcasts dedicated to just behavioral finance. And obviously that's not exactly where we focus, but it is a topic that obviously plays very much into financial advising and financial planning. So it is something that we want to touch on. So every now and then we'll throw you a little nugget.
Yep. So millions of Americans find themselves in credit card debt. And I know we've done a whole episode about debt and all of that, and this is not what this is about. Many of them complain that they don't know how they got into debt, how it got so unmanageable, what happened. You may have a strict budget, but then comes those other expenses. Yes, some people may be able to pinpoint that, it was because their washing machine broke, or it's a car repair or medical expenses. But there's also a lot of that falls into the club of rationalizing spending. And it's, when life happens, it's an emergency. But what about those social or those emotional emergencies?
Yeah, those social and emotional emergencies.
It's real, but really, okay, I'm going to be honest with everybody on this. And this is, I'm right there with all of you. It's really excuses and lies we give and tell ourselves, and we don't see the problem. I mean, how many people find themselves having an excuse every time they overspend or fudge those numbers a little bit? Oh, it was on sale. But how we spend our money is very much behavioral. There's a lot of psychology behind it. We've been rationalizing things our whole lives. I got an F on my test because the teacher hates me. I didn't get my chores done because I had so much homework because of that teacher that hates me. I was late to work because I hit a school zone.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with the fact that I stayed in bed an extra 45 minutes.
Exactly. I didn't get my project done because I had to do other people's work.
Mm-hmm. How many times have I heard that from all of my kids?
So as you can see, you're like, okay, yeah, we've been doing it our whole lives. So our top 5 is a little bit different today. We're actually going to do 5 different scenarios, and Court and I are going to play 2 different roles.
Yeah.
I will be the heart.
Yeah, of course.
And you will be the head.
Of course. So
what we're meaning is we're going to have a scenario, and I'm going to be the caring side, and Court is going to be the rational. The smarter decision, maybe.
Well, I don't know if I want to go that far. I don't want to insult those people that make decisions emotionally, but I would certainly say that logic is a far better route to make any decision.
Logic, there you go. Yeah, the logical decision versus like the heartstrings decision. Okay, first scenario.
Take emotion out of it, Katie.
No, I'm playing the heart.
Okay.
First scenario, number 1. Daughter invited to prom. Now, this is not her school prom. She is invited by a boy, so she's going to another school.
Yeah, you threw that part in there just because it makes it a little bit easier on me. But
yes, so she wants to get a new dress, of course, because who doesn't want a new dress for prom? Mm-hmm. So, head versus heart. Okay,
so obviously, as I said, the reason Katie threw in there different school is because, there's this kind of stereotype of dads that we don't get how important the dress is for prom. And so Katie is kind of throwing me a bone by by making it, okay, this is a different school. This is a school that she doesn't go to, so nobody at this dance will have seen all of her previous prom dresses. Because obviously, as a dad, my reaction to her going out and getting yet another $500 dress that she is going to wear one time is absolutely not. Why not wear something in your closet? You already have 16 different dresses that we buy a dress. We buy like 3 dresses for every homecoming. We buy a dress for every prom. Why can't you just wear one of those?
And the heart side of it is because you want to be all up in the moment and you want that special thing. And in the age of social media, if someone sees you in the same dress you wore to your prom, then yeah, you're going to be like, oh, you don't want that. Now, I will say a little bit of agreeing with you, meeting you in the middle. Most girls I know, yes, you'd buy the new dress for every school dance in high school. But then if you're in a sorority, you take those dresses to school and you'll wear them for sorority formals and stuff. And then maybe if you can still fit in them after college, then you can wear them to galas and all of that. So you do wear them eventually. But you still need a new dress to really make that magical moment.
There is a picture of Robin and I there's a picture of my wife and I on our honeymoon. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those posed pictures because we took a cruise for our honeymoon. And there's a picture of us and she is wearing a dress that she bought for one of my high school dances.
See?
So, yeah.
There's your example. Okay. Next scenario, getting gas.
Oh, let's go back to the last scenario for just a second. Because I just want to throw 2 words at you in terms of this whole people have seen me in it before thing. And that is Kate Middleton. Kate Middleton, Princess Catherine, she wears her dresses over again and over again. It's the new chic. Girls, be more like Kate Middleton. Boom.
Okay, so this one is about getting gas, and really it kind of goes into rationalizing and procrastinating. And so obviously the heart of it is like, you're just finished your CFP class. It's 9:30 at night. I want to get home. I don't want to stop for gas. The biggest lie we all tell ourselves, I'll get it in the morning. Okay, well, so what happens when you roll around in the morning? Okay, well, I've got to stop at the very first gas station. Oh, well, whatever. But, come on court, bring my logic. What happens at that point usually?
Okay, so usually if you're anything like some other people that I know, I won't say who, you misjudge how much gas you have left and how far you'll be able to get on that tank. So what you do is you drive home because you're tired right now and you don't feel like stopping at the gas station. And so you'll just do it in the morning. And when you get up in the morning, first of all, if you remember that you need gas, which probably you won't, but if you remember that you need gas, you'll go get in your car and you'll realize that you're so low on gas because you went ahead and drove home rather than stopping at a gas station. You're so low on gas that you basically have to drive to the first gas station you can get to because you can't pick based on price or anything like that. You've just got to go to the first one you see because you're so low you're about to run out. And again, that's if you remember in the morning that you needed gas, which probably you won't. So probably you'll be running late for work. You'll get in your car and you'll go, oh, shoot, I need gas. So you'll have to stop at the first gas station you come to, fill up, paying for overpriced gas, and you'll be late to work.
Yes, so I feel like I just got scolded because these 2 boys get lots of Snapchats from me of my gas tank light on, and I've got like 3 miles till empty. So yes, the head and the heart of that is the heart says, oh, I'm tired, I'll deal with it later, which is really procrastinating. And the head is saying, look, if you would just go ahead and go get the gas and you have control of how much you're paying.
Find a fun song that you really like to listen to and make it a thing. Like, I'll spend a few extra minutes in my car. How much longer is it going to take for you to actually get to the gas station, stop and fill up? And in the meantime, you get to listen to one of those audiobooks that I talked about loving so much.
Okay. Head and heart debate number 3, bringing food into the office. So I feel like if I'm going to go out to lunch and go get something, or if I'm running late to work and I feel bad about it, so I stop at Chick-fil-A, because if I'm going to be late, this all goes back to high school. If I'm going to be late, I'm at least going to show up with something. Well, I can't just go and get myself a chicken biscuit. I need to bring chicken biscuits for the whole office.
Yeah, you are a victim of your elementary school teacher. I don't know what her name is, but we'll call her Miss ruined you for life, because basically what you're doing is you're going by the logic of, oh, if I can't bring anything, I can't eat something for myself if I didn't bring enough for everyone. You pull out that snack in class and the teacher's like, did you bring enough for everybody? Okay, no, I didn't bring enough for everybody. I brought enough for myself because I'm an adult now and I can feed myself. I don't have to feed everyone in the office. I'm going to buy myself some food. Everybody else can fend for themselves. Boom.
Okay.
What do you? You're not. You don't even have. You don't even have. You're not going to fight back at all.
I'm going to rationalize that decision more in this episode. we'll just move on. Number 4, buying gifts more than you expected, but you think of the joy on that person's face, and so you find something for them. It is more than you budgeted, but heart, you know that they're going to love it. You know it's going to mean so much to them, and maybe one day it'll come back to you.
Okay, so here's my thing on this. Rationally speaking, that's dumb. Have a budget and stick to your budget. I mean, I admit, I actually understand the whole overspending on gifts thing, but it has less to do in my circumstance with, oh, this is so much more than I intended, but I love this person and I want to make them happy, and more the whole rational side of it. I need a gift for this person. I'm a really terrible gift giver. This is expensive. Maybe they'll like it, but at least I'll have something to give them and I won't get in trouble with them.
Oh, gosh. Okay, well, the last one that we're going to debate is you get invited on a once-in-a-lifetime trip. And it may be one, we're not going to say it's free, but it is, maybe it's a great deal, but it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You have not budgeted for this. The heart says, go. It's once in a lifetime. Seize the day, live the moment. It's once in a lifetime. You've got to go. You'll deal with the bills when you get back. It'll be okay.
Okay, that last thing that you said, you'll deal with the bills when you get back. That right there flies in the face of everything that we try to teach people.
I know.
I mean, right there, no. I'm a hard no on the whole, once in a lifetime, maybe I'm saving some money by taking this opportunity because it's going to be cheaper, but I'm still spending a bunch of money that if it just popped up out of nowhere, I probably didn't plan for, and I probably don't have budgeted. It's going to throw everything out of whack. It's a really bad idea. We won't even get into the fact that I personally probably couldn't just drop everything and go on a trip that was unplanned. It would just drive me all sorts of crazy. I've got to get off work. What are my wife and kids going to do? Are they going to be able to go with me? Can I afford that? I mean, is it family invited? All of these things start running through my head, and I'm a hard no.
Okay, ladies and gents, that concludes the head versus the heart debate.
I feel like I won all of those. I just want to say.
I don't know. Well, let me rationalize and justify some stuff in this, because I feel like a lot of this is going to be calling me out, and I am proud to discuss it and talk about it. And actually, I've got lots of stories of several of our coworkers here with a lot of these points. So we're talking about psychology, the psychology of impulse spending. There's a lot of overlap between psychology and economics because both focus on certain aspects of how we make these decisions. Impatience is our tendency to choose immediate rewards rather than wait for a larger reward in the future. You sit there and think about that short-term gratification as well as, not wanting to wait. So, yeah, there's this great deal on this TV, and instead of waiting and saving up to get it in, 2 months, 3 months, a year, you go ahead and get it now. We should all save up for those larger rewards and not do the short-term decisions. Again, we should all try to do that. Did you realize this is actually called a post-purchase? It's a buyer's Stockholm syndrome.
You mean is it buyer's remorse? I mean, is that what we're talking about?
Buyer's Stockholm syndrome. That sounds better than buyer's remorse. Rationalization in a nutshell is when someone purchases a product or service that proceeds to be overlooked by their faults or defects in order to justify their purchase. The rationalization is based on the principle of commitment and the psychological desire to stay consistent to that commitment. AKA, you're stubborn and you are going to defend it to the death of why you're doing this.
The opposite of buyer's remorse. Basically, buyer's Stockholm syndrome is like you bought it and you're gonna defend it to your death because you want to feel good about it.
So why we rationalize spending? It's a psychological barrier. We lie to ourselves because then we don't want to have to change. It benefits us in the short term because we can continue to indulge in the things we enjoy by justifying you don't do it often, and it can allow you to spend freely, or so you think. I do want to throw in a fun little reference from, have you heard of the show Friends?
Yes, absolutely.
So Rachel and Chandler, this is the episode, the one with all the cheesecakes. Mm-hmm. So if you remember, a cheesecake was delivered to their neighbor, but it was actually delivered to Chandler on accident. So Chandler eats it, and then another one is delivered, and he does the right thing and puts it in front of the neighbor's door. Well, later, Rachel and Chandler walk by, and they see that the cheesecake is still outside the door. Mm-hmm. So they start rationalizing, well, what if she's out of town? She can't come home to a bad cheesecake. We can't do that. I mean, that cheesecake needs to be eaten. Like, we've got to take this. So they do the right thing by not having their neighbor come home to a bad cheesecake, and they eat it. You know, makes sense, right?
Yeah, sure.
Makes sense to made Rachel and Chandler feel good about what they were doing.
Yeah.
The neighbor, not so much, but that's what you're going with. Okay, examples of when we rationalize, and there's a lot of these, and I hope a lot of you are at home listening to this or wherever you are, and you're shaking your head agreeing with me. Please don't make me feel alone in this. It's a special occasion, right? You only turn 41.
Oh, sure. I mean, who doesn't do that?
You have to blow out. You have to do the whole, like, a big blowout. You have to have all the decorations, a new outfit, like hotel rooms, everything, whatever it could be, because it's a special occasion.
Yeah, I mean, perfect example. On my oldest's graduation from high school, we were prepared to, we didn't have the money to, but we were prepared to pretty much take her out to eat at the fanciest restaurant in the city if that's what she wanted. We basically said, your choice, where do you want to go? Anywhere, sky's the limit, doesn't matter. And I just figured I'll put it on my credit card and figure out how to pay for it later because it was a special occasion.
Yeah, and if she wanted a new outfit to wear to that fancy dinner?
No.
Okay, well, she might have thought with her money, ooh, it's a fancy dinner. I want a new outfit.
I'm sure she already got a new outfit. I mean, this was right after her graduation. So, I'm sure she had already gotten the new outfit from mom, to wear under that graduation robe for all the pictures afterwards and so forth. I don't know how that all works, but dinner was my thing. And so, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely much more of a girl thing, I think, although there are a group of guys that do this, but you've got, New Year's Eve, we've talked about that. Get a new outfit or dances or, somebody's wedding that you really care about how you look or your high school reunions.
I mean, Cameron, jump in here with me. I've got a suit. that I wear to special occasions.
Abby's my stylist. Like, I don't buy clothes. She's like, I think it's time for you to get more. I'm like, okay, go pick me out some. So I'm not the one to talk about picking out new things.
Well, see, and like special occasions as well, like I am guilty about impulse shopping when it comes to holidays and different things like that. Like, oh, well, I've got new people coming over. I need to have new stuff. Or it's,
I've been to your house.
Think about Easter. How many times growing up was it like you have to get a new Easter dress or a new Easter tie or outfit or something like that?
Yeah, I do recall that.
Our parents kind of put that into us of like, Easter's coming up, we need new outfits.
Well, yeah, I mean, somehow I managed to avoid that mindset, but I certainly can understand where it came from. Yeah.
Okay, the next one we can think about is, this will save me money.
This is one of my favorites.
Okay, listen to this scenario. You need a new wrench that is needed for a project, but buying this one singular wrench by itself, it's $15. Ooh. If you buy the set for 44 pieces that includes this wrench that you need, it's going to cost you $200. So you can tell your family the wrench only costs you $4.50.
Because of the average per piece price. Yeah. Okay. So let me add on here. This scenario suggests that we needed the wrench. What about those times when you find something that you're gonna need someday, or even worse, that you just really, really want, that's on sale, or that you can get, in a package of a whole bunch of other things that you might need someday. And so you're actually saving money by buying something that you might need someday or that you want because you got it on sale or you got it in a discount package or something like that.
Oh yeah, and Amazon is real bad about that, about getting stuff in bulk. And I think even with Costco, you go in there and there's like some things you can use that amount of quantity, but buying a huge bag of flour from Costco, yeah, that may save you money when you think about like the amount of flour to how much you spend. But what are you going to do with that giant bag of flour? Where is that going to go? Half of it's going to end up on your floor.
I caught myself the other night looking at a bulk order on Amazon of turkey jerky. I want bulk turkey jerky, and I was like, this is so much turkey jerky. It was like $50 for a big giant thing of turkey jerky.
See, and you probably would get sick of it before you could go through all of it.
I'm sure I would.
But it was a good deal. It was saving you money.
Absolutely.
Instead of stopping at the gas station every week to get turkey jerky.
Yeah.
So it's, yes, you are justifying it saves you money. Mm-hmm. There, rationalizing.
I didn't order it though.
Okay,
because
well.
I'm rational.
So you have to ask yourself, do I need this item? Would I buy it if it was not on sale? Or if it could not save me money? Can I afford it? That is the biggest thing. Can you afford it?
Yeah, for buying a 44-piece set for $200, if you don't have $200 to spend, guess what? You ain't saving money. You're spending, we said it was $15 for one wrench or $200 for the 44-piece set. If you don't have the $185, then you're making the wrong choice.
Yeah, and it's like if you're just needing this one wrench for one project, but you're not really a handyman, do you really need 44-piece set? Or can you just justify getting the $15 wrench?
I do need the 44-piece set. I mean, I'm just saying.
Okay. You justified. Okay, the next one. I have a gift card or a coupon. I'm real bad about I'll give you this example that just happened to me on Sunday. So, my hair salon, I was like, ooh, I'm getting my hair done, and it's expensive. I know, I mean, you do it every couple of months, but it's expensive when you go. And they have this cute little boutique attached to it, which is deadly to me. Because it's especially, you can't go in there while your hair's processing, but it's one of those that you want to go in there and see the new little outfits. And you justify it like, look, I'm not going to go somewhere else and shop. It's just a small little amount. Well, so I happened to look in my wallet as my hair color was processing, and I'm like, I have a gift card. Oh, this is awesome. So my hair can be covered by the gift card. So I was already prepared to spend X amount on my hair, but now that I have this gift card, I can buy something from the boutique. Okay, so yeah, like that. I mean, did I sell you on that? Does that sound logical?
I mean, it is a rationalization.
But
they call them rationalizations because on some level it's rational. It's just that it's not necessarily the best choice.
My husband calls me the queen of justifying and rationalizing my spending. And I've gotten to the point now that he goes, what is that? And I start immediately getting in defense mode and like, oh, well, it's this because I needed it for this and da-da-da-da-da. And he's just like, you justify and rationalize everything. But yes, I clearly could have been like, ooh, free haircut or just, the cost of the tip. But instead now I spent more money because I used the gift card and then bought something else. Did I really need the outfit I bought for the dress?
No.
The dress.
Let me go ahead and answer that for you.
Well,
No.
and I bought a dress for a rehearsal dinner that I'm going to this weekend, and it was a cute little summery dress. Of course, now it's turned cold, so I can't even wear it. So now it's going to go to the back of my closet, and who knows when I'm going to wear it. But again, I was buying it for a special occasion.
Yeah, but let's talk about this for a moment. This is a wedding this is the rehearsal dinner. Rehearsal dinner says to me that you're either family or wedding party. Which is it?
Wedding party.
Wedding party. So what did you have to buy for being in the wedding party?
Oh, I spent a lot of money on this wedding.
Yeah, but let's just say, even if you're just a normal old bridesmaid and you're not doing anything but being a bridesmaid, what'd you buy?
I already bought a dress.
You already bought a dress. So you got one new dress for the wedding.
You can't wear the bridesmaid's dress to the
No,
rehearsal
I'm
dinner.
just saying, maybe, just maybe you can justify wearing
Re-wearing
a used outfit for the rehearsal dinner.
A used outfit?
So
that sounds dirty.
Because
like,
you've
no.
already got the new dress that you've got to wear on the wedding night.
Oh, gosh. Okay, so... And same with coupons. It's one of those, if you've got a coupon, then you can justify spending it. Or Another example, and I'll make this one quick. I ordered a bunch of stuff at Christmas time from a Scentsy rep. You know what Scentsy is?
No.
It's like the smell good little wax that you put in the warmers.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think I have one.
Oh, I got you a pug. Yeah. Well, so I ordered a lot of different things. See, I bought you a gift from her. And so she said, oh, you've earned $60 in free that you can spend on Scentsy. Let me know what you want. And she keeps texting me and I keep avoiding her. And then the other day she's like, yeah, you have $60 free. And then you have, 30% off after that. So she's trying to get me to spend more money. And I texted her and said, okay, well, I'll buy this. Where then she goes, okay, well, you still have $20 and the 30% off. Stop it. No.
Lord.
Okay. So next scenario of rationalizing, or next category, having to be the best. This goes back to, being with the Joneses.
Keeping up with the Joneses, yeah. Listen, I understand. I understand you people that feel like you have to keep up with me, but it's okay if you don't. I mean, I'm just saying, throwing it out there. It's okay to just be you. You don't have to keep up with the best.
Yeah, it's whether it's trying to have the newest things or fit in and have someone like you. You look at all those high school drama TV shows and movies where someone has to change the clothes they wear, or if they've got an old iPhone and they need to update to the new one to be cool. Of course, if you want to be crowned the best gift giver or the hostess with the mostest, I mean, those are definitely titles I would like to have. You get that high from going all out for showers or parties or gifts. But the thing is most of the time you build up that high and you're excited and the person loves the gift or loves what you did. And then you have to come back to reality because your credit card bill hits. And it's like, was that high of being popular or, being appreciated, was that really worth that big old credit card debt that shows up?
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Let me just answer that for you.
Yeah. Another category, I need this. Wanting to fit in again, understanding the difference between needs and wants is the basic of personal finance.
Which really, I mean, I need this. It kind of falls right in with that category of keeping up with the Joneses, having to get the newest, greatest thing, all of that stuff that we already said. A lot of people, especially with Apple devices, it's like, oh, well, my iPhone is old and it's slow and I need a new one because I need it to be fast and I need it to keep up with my needs. And they're coming out with the newest, best one and it's cool and it's got these features, so I've got to get it.
Yeah, I feel like Cam always has the best of the Apple products, and I'm always a little green with envy with him. I'm like, your phone does what now? Oh, mine can barely make phone calls. Okay.
My wife gets so mad at me for buying the newest stuff.
Well, and the thing is also, and Cam may be able to chime in with this, there's all these algorithms now that the second you search for something, and we talked about this with the digital footprint, the second you search for something, then it starts showing up as ads on your Instagram and your Facebook and your emails. So it's tempting you. It is big old tempters telling you, buy this.
Yeah, I mean, for a long time there, Cameron will appreciate this story. I was desperately in need, I thought, of a new pair of shoes for playing disc golf in. My shoes had gotten absolutely swamped.
That's my boy.
Yeah. And so I searched and searched for all these different kinds of shoes and finally settled on this one pair of shoes that was deemed by disc golf pros the best pair of shoes for playing disc golf in. They were waterproof, so you could get in the water if you needed to. All these other features, they're great. So I had searched them by brand and name and so forth, and man, if those shoes didn't show up in my Facebook feed for months afterwards, just screaming at me, "You must buy us." I never.
Well, and that's the thing is once you do buy something, then they keep sending you more emails and more discounts and more things, and they're just tempting you. It's just like, come on, buy more. I do have to tell a story a little bit about some of the ladies in the office. I actually started this monster, but it is workout clothes. One of my sorority sisters got me hooked on them, but it's the Zia, and they have different brands of leggings and sports bras and all stuff like that because of course you justify, well, I'm going to work out more if I have cute workout clothes, right? I mean, it just makes you happier. So then you're going to want to do it and show it off. So, yeah. But I bought a good amount of things, which I'm jumping ahead a little bit because she was my sorority sister and she was a bartender. And so this was during COVID times. And so she didn't have much work and I wanted to support her. So I bought a lot of items. And then I came to work and told my coworkers how much I love them, specifically the black metallic leggings that kind of looked like leather leggings, but were not uncomfortable like leather leggings. Well, then I got one more coworker on board, and then now we finally got the last one that was standing. She was like, I am not spending that much money on leggings. And now she's jumped onto this. And so now we're just a big old group of peer pressure, talking each other up, encouraging each other to keep buying more of these leggings and sports bras.
Yeah, I went to Target and bought some running shorts. Cam, how about you? Buy like a running shirt every now and then, maybe an Adidas.
Yeah, Target's my place for that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it does make me feel special when I get new athletic clothes. I do work out a little bit more.
It makes you feel good. Okay, what about this one? It's only X amount of dollars. You know, it's in the dollar bin at Target.
Oh, gosh. Listen. Okay, so one of my wife's favorite stores or favorite category of stores, I guess, is the dollar store. You know, Dollar Tree, Family Dollar. She loves going to dollar stores, and she will come back with more junk from dollar stores because why? Because, well,
It was $1.
Yeah. And I can tell when she's found a new bargain priced store that she likes to frequent because she'll start showing up at the house with all of this stuff. You know, so yeah, sure. You saved money and then we never use it, or it breaks, or it goes in your crafts drawer or your craft closet or whatever.
And that's but see, the thing is if you go to a store, like a department store or really any store, and they're having a sale, okay, well, yeah, you may end up spending $500, but look at how much I have to show for that $500. All of this was on 50% off, so I got 10 pieces of clothing instead of just normally 3 pieces for $500. So
yeah, I mentioned
it
that
was
earlier.
a win.
The whole you don't need it, you don't really need it, but you buy stuff because you're actually saving money by spending money.
You are, exactly. Okay, I know a lot of people can relate with this one. I had a bad day.
Okay, yes, everybody does this. If you don't, you're heartless. Moving on.
So you splurge because you had a bad day, and you know, comfort, whether it's overspending on some comfort food, or I will go and buy Sarah Jessica Parker heels because I had a bad day.
I think I mentioned before that I have an enormous DVD collection, and it is because my thing used to be I would go to Best Buy back when DVDs were new and the cool thing, and I would buy all sorts of movies on DVD that I maybe have watched most of them, not all of them, but most of them maybe once.
Oh yeah. Okay, I kind of mentioned this one a second ago, but this will help people out. So, you know, helping a small business out, helping a charity. Court has learned he can no longer send me links for his children's fundraisers.
Well, no, I've learned that if I want to sell my kids' stuff, that I need to send you a link because that's the surefire way to book their sales.
Because my guilt kicks in and I'm like, I know Court sent me this, like, or they're going to know that I saw that Facebook post. So, of course, I have to buy the popcorn, or I have to buy the Girl Scout cookies, or, you know, it's, you know, the person I told you that was the last one to finally get on board with the Zia. She was just going to buy the leggings, but she ended up buying the tank top because the sales rep was so close to hitting her goal. Like,
I need to care about that. Why? Why is that my problem?
we all get wrapped up into this.
Lord.
You know, one thing that we can talk about with this of helping out, you know, the stimulus check. A lot of people are getting those right now, and you know, they're doing a lot of good. But some of those that are getting them that may not necessarily need the money because they haven't missed a beat essentially with money wise.
Right.
They kind of feel bad about it, and so they're going to spend more and give it to, you know,
the local restaurant, or you know,
spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it's a catch-22, and I'm not going to get into that subject a lot right now because we do want to make sure you're stimulating the economy, but it's one of those you also could have use that money to then go into your savings, your retirement, or education funding.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll move on from that one. We are here, so we need to go ahead and spend it all, right?
Yeah. Again, this is another you problem. I've never been like, oh my gosh, I am in blankety blank place. I must buy everything now because I will never have the chance again. Especially not with the interwebs.
When you're traveling, it's one of those, you're out of the country, you better buy it because you don't know when you're ever going to be back.
Interwebs.
Yeah, I mean, Disney's really bad about this.
Interwebs.
Stop it. Disney is really bad about it in the fact that they'll put out a new collection, and if you like it and you don't buy all of the pieces, then they'll be gone. And so you've got to get it all while you're there. You think about it, you're on a vacation and go, okay, what's another $50 meal? Or I spent $60 yesterday. Let's tack on another one.
Yeah.
This is kind of like the whole...
I'm already in debt, so why does it even matter?
Yeah, it's kind of like the whole diet philosophy of, well, I screwed up at breakfast, might as well just keep it going with lunch and dinner.
Flashback to breaking those resolutions, right?
Yep. Okay, so here's the other one. I've saved so much money this week, so, I deserve to spend some.
I have been... recently, we have redoubled our efforts to put some money into savings, and I got to admit that money, that savings, as it's building up, or to put some more money in savings, I guess, and as it's building up, it really does start to burn a hole in your pocket. You really do. You're like, I've been saving, I've been good. Now I get to spend it.
Yeah, we want that gratification and we want that reward. So it's like, oh, we're not having to pay daycare costs anymore. Woohoo! Let's go buy a new PS3. Like,
yeah, no, PS5. I mean, I have been.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and they're impossible to get right now.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Here's another one: refund checks. So think about it. Refund. What does refund mean? They're refunding the money you've already paid. So this is in the form of like the tax refund, or if a lot of times it happens with like insurance companies or something like that, you have overpaid. So they're giving you a check, and most of us are like, woohoo!
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go blow this on something. What? And we justified it. Oh, they gave us we got a check. It's a refund check.
Long before I hit the financial industry, my brother was an accountant, and he had been an accountant and in accounting for a while, and he was, I said something about being real excited that I was getting a certain amount back, and he was like, my goal is to get zero back. I want to, if I owe a little bit, that's way better because you're just giving the government basically a loan for, however many months, an interest-free loan for however many months until they give you your refund back.
Sounds like something David Pickler would say. Couple other ones that are, I think, again, more related to me. Oh my God, they have my size. I had to get it. It was the last one. Not returning items because you don't like going through the trouble of it. If y'all remember with the subscription episode, I talked about Stitch Fix. They even give you a envelope with paid postage and everything, and I still can't return them. But that's you're overspending, and you could get your money back.
Procrastination.
And then the Katie syndrome.
I love this one. This is just.
I don't know. I've just done this for a long time now. If I really want to buy something and I feel bad about buying it, which almost every time I buy something, then I have to buy something for somebody else because I feel like, look, I'm buying for Court or Cam, but I'm also going to get myself something. So it's okay because I'm doing for others. But in reality, I'm just spending more money instead of just being like owning, I wanted this and I bought it and I spent this amount of money.
You
now
end
I'm
up
spending
spending
double.
twice what you should. You shouldn't be spending anything. You're trying to justify spending more than you should spend by spending twice as much more than you should spend.
Yeah, and I have to face the reality that I might feel a little icky about it, but my bank account will be so much happier, and my husband too. But, rationalizing to rational, making excuses for our less than ideal choices may be human, but it's not the best way to manage your money at all. But it's reality. We all do it. You got to take the time to really ask yourself, why are you making these choices? And start looking at your finances more rationally and really kind of have a little conversation with yourself before you make these moves.
Yeah. You really are. at the end of the day, a lot of times the stories that you're telling yourself are just stories to make you feel better about what you've bought or about the money that you've spent that you know you didn't need to. So try to be honest with yourself, even if you can't be honest with everybody. Try to be honest with yourself at least.
Yeah, it's so at the heart of it, when you're sitting there looking at these credit card debts and you're like, where has this gone? Because you've got your budget, you know where your bills are, you know what's going on. And this more than likely is the items that you do not budget for. These are those, as we said, not emergency, but they're the emotional spending. You got to figure out why you're doing it. Ask yourself, do you really need these items? If it's causing you major financial issues, then you need to start writing down everything you're spending on. Find that accountability partner and create a plan. And at the heart of it, stop lying to yourself and stop having to justify it all.
Gotta be honest.
My friend Candace has incredible willpower. She will go around on trips, or she'll see something and she keeps a list on her phone of things she wants and will not buy it immediately. I was blown away with her in Disney because she had a list of all these things that she knew she wanted to get in Disney, and then it's like every time she went somewhere and saw something, she would add it to the list, but she'd only allow herself to get a couple off of that. I'm like, well, we'll buy it all, and then I'll deal with the credit card later. It's not. Candace is the good example. I am the bad.
Apparently, this episode is just you flat out admitting to our audience, hey, guys and gals out there, all those things that we've told you to do when you're trying to budget and when you're trying to save up money and when you're trying to take a vacation, I don't do any of those.
Well, and so I will give you some advice. First step, I have admitted that I have a good handle on
admitting you have a problem is the first step.
Yes. I admit that when I look at my budget each month, it's like I know where it's going. My husband has a very concrete amount of money that he spends each month with his extras, but mine would vary extremely because it would be like, oh, well, such and such is going to get married, so now I've spent all this money on the bachelorette and on her wedding and all of this stuff. Well, then the next month it's like, well, I had a really bad month, and so I bought several months worth of clothing in a day. And so I knew, that's why this episode kind of came about, is I knew that as far as my normal budget, I was on track. But these emotional, rational spendings, I was not budgeting. And so now I've sat down and, I sat down with my financial advisor, David Pickler, and said, look, help me figure out what amount can I keep in my head of saying this is how much I can spend each month. And it's my frivolous spending that I got to pick. So if a friend needs me to help out and buy something for them, then it's kind of one of those, you got to submit your request to me, and then I'll get back to you in 5 business days and decide if it's in my budget. I joke, but it's kind of how I have to get my mindset back into that, because I was doing a lot of impulse shopping for myself, but then also that benefited other people. Mm-hmm. So it's, yes, step 1, admit you have a problem. Step 2, you get a plan. Step 3, you find somebody to make sure you're actually following through with the plan.
Yeah.
And step 4, allow yourself some impulse. It's okay. Admit it's okay.
Yeah, I guess we could sort of again go back to that New Year's resolution thing, where if you fall off the wagon, so to speak, and go out there and binge shop on something because of some mental issue that you have, just because you failed this once to actually stick to your budget doesn't mean you just toss the budget in the trash.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, we've all been rationalizing our entire lives, as we talked about with, education and stuff. And you think about, another pop culture movie, He's Just Not That Into You. That entire movie is making a point about that, how girls all get together, and when the guy didn't call her, they're like, oh, well, maybe he got hit by a bus, or maybe he lost his phone, or something like that. No, he's just not that into you. And so it's hard to face the music, but yeah. We talked a lot, though, Court. You ready to bullseye this?
So I'm hardcore ready to bullseye, Katie.
Okay. It's okay to admit you have a problem.
It is.
No, guys, seriously, it's one of those. The first step is kind of recognizing what you're doing. And I hope that listening to this episode, it kind of triggered some things that we're all doing, and know the reality, it's going to happen. But if you know that you are an impulsive shopper like me, that try and build it into your budget, be aware of it, and sit down, pen and paper or computer, whatever you want to do, and figure out what is that the impulse shopping that you can afford to do each month, so you are not putting yourself in that financial crunch.
Bullseye. Ladies and gentlemen, ask yourself a question. Do you have a problem? If so, what are you going to do about it? Well, how recognizing the problem is simple. Do you have a budget? No? Make a budget. Do you spend more than you budgeted? Yes? You have a problem. Don't do that. Stop it.
Ouch! And again, you can get a partner, like a financial advisor or something like that. Just find somebody to help you out if you do have a spending problem, because you can resolve it and make sure that you don't put yourself in financial debt.
But in all seriousness, my bullseye is more along these lines. If you have a problem, if you are going beyond your budget on a regular basis because you're buying things that you didn't budget for, because they're things that you don't need, then ask yourself why. Why are you buying this? And don't lie to yourself, because when you're lying to yourself, you're rationalizing the purchase. Really try and figure out what it is that's causing you to want to go out and get this thing, and try and solve that problem by addressing it directly rather than by addressing it through retail therapy. Bullseye. Oh, look at that. There's the closing bell. Ladies and gentlemen, you have made it to the end of yet another episode of the Bullcast Podcast. If you liked what you heard and you haven't already, hop on over to your favorite subscription service and subscribe to the podcast. That way it will be magically fed to the device that you like to listen to us on every single Thursday. If you want to find out more about me and Katie, you can. Go to our website. That's bullcastpodcast.com. You can leave a comment. You can suggest a topic. You can, bully us. You can yell at us. You can flame us. Whatever you want to do. It's all right there on the website. If you want to see some pictures of us, you can check out our Instagram at the handle Bullcast Podcast. And if you would like to hear some words from us, we have the words on the Twitters. It's handle of, I don't know. Bullcast Podcast. That's right, Katie. And finally, if you'd like to find out more about where we work and our amazing team and our amazing boss, you can check out where we work. That's Pickler Wealth Advisors at picklerwealthadvisors.com. Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, you now have everything you need to go forth and be merry. So, for now, I'm Court.
I'm Katie.
And we are done.